Good morning. Today, I was working a little bit on this little hawthorn tree. This is one I got that was just a sprig from the Arbor Foundation, and raised it for a couple years in the greenhouse, planted it out last year. Now what I want to do is, it had, of course, branches all the way up. So as it gets older, I want to take these branches out so that I have the branches starting about here. So we'll start here and just clip these out so that it will be a tree with a nice trunk. Okay, we've just about got them here. Also, that allows the energy to go into the upper part of the tree, which is what I want to encourage. When it started out this spring, though, it didn't have any of these side branches. So I've been really pleased with what it has done this year so far. So that should do it for now. So you can see we can start having the canopy here. I think I'm going to leave this support in for another winter at least. We get some pretty good winds, so I want to protect it. So now that we've done this, we're going to move into the kitchen where I'm going to show you about our microgreens. This is our little microgreen setup that we've got here. As you can see, I've got a big tray underneath, and then I've got these little trays. They have holes in the bottom so that we can get moisture up. This is some here that I started just a day or two ago, and as you can see, they're already starting to come up. But if you take a look, see this little white fuzzy stuff that we get in here, and it just cannot be avoided. But what you do to control that is you mix some water and white vinegar, and then you just spray that on there. It's not harmful. That just gets rid of it. So I watch that on a daily basis, probably. Well, not daily. I try daily, but maybe every 2 or 3 days. So that's the stuff that's starting now. This is the stuff that has been going for a while. And as you can see, this is our radish. This is a mixed salad mix here. I'm not very happy with it. We prefer the radish. So what we do then is we just take this by the handfuls. I'm going to move and we'll put it in here. And then we're going to rinse that off. Those scissors aren't working that good. I think I decided that this works better. I try not to pull them up. It's really easy to pull them up, and if you pull them up, you get a little bit of dirt. These radish microgreens really do have a nice bite to them in the salad. We really, really, really enjoy them. Now over here, what I've got is the mixed salad, and I'm not going to cut it now. But the reason I don't like it, see, it's got these really tall things, and then down in here it's got the shorter things. So we probably won't get any more of that. What we did when we first started out was I ordered a mix, and that's what I got here, was a mix of things. And we're not real happy with that, so what we've gone pretty much to is just the radish microgreens, and I buy those big packages of them. Once I get this clipped off, I take a bucket and just dump this in here. And then I compost this so that we can reuse it, because the microgreens really don't take a lot of the nutrients out of the soil. Most of the time I would wash this out, but today I'm not going to do that just for time purposes. But you can see I've got water down here. One of the mistakes I've made in the past is not keeping them moist, and they will just wilt so fast. So you've got to keep a good amount of moisture. And then what you use is this seeding mix. And we'll just put some of that in the bottom. So just pour this in here. And I like to have a little space. I don't put it all the way up to the top. So you smooth this out. Get all the lumps out of it. And now I take my hand and just really smooth it down. I think I need just a little bit more. That's a little low. Just get it as smooth as you can. The bumps and humps cause the seed to go in uneven, and you want to get it as close as you can, as smooth. Now, I know some people have little boards that they go that with, and someday I'm going to get myself a little board rather than using my hand, because your fingers are going to make some highs and lows. You can soak the radish seeds ahead of time, and that causes them to germinate faster. But I find it's hard to put them on when they're damp, so I don't do that. I just take these and I first go around the edge so I can get the edges real good. And then I take just a regular water and spray it. Soak water up from the bottom here too, and that'll make the whole thing damp. So this is our sunroom, right next to the kitchen and the dining area. Al and I made this ourselves out of a covered patio. It was quite a project. This is a seed heating tray down here in the bottom, so this is warm. And then we have grow lights. Even though I have a window, the window is not even lighting, so I use this. Put a little more water here. I see a couple places I missed. And then we'll put a top on it, and it's ready to go. Well, I thought next what we would do is, oh, look at this. Oh, pretty little plant. Anyway, I thought next we would go to the greenhouse. We finished construction of this new greenhouse about a year ago. And so I keep messing around with how I arrange things, trying to get things just like I want them. So I'll show you what I did this week to the greenhouse. I had purchased this shelving, which had a whole nother shelf, and it went up this high. And what I found is when I would take my watering can full of water, I had to reach up that high. And it was pretty difficult, whereas at this level, I can water these things pretty thoroughly. Now, if you remember a couple weeks ago, we talked, and I had already planted my tomatoes. So you may be wondering, why do I still have tomatoes in the greenhouse? Well, this is for my daughter-in-law, and they haven't got their raised beds quite done yet, so I'm keeping these going for them. So now I took the top shelf and I put it over here. So as you can see, this makes a nice little shelf, and this way I get some storage underneath, whereas when I was just setting it on the ground, I didn't get any storage.
Well, that's it for this episode of Gretchen's Garden and Greenhouse. Thanks for joining us. See you next week.
Bye.